Good morning, everybody. I want to welcome you here this morning. And when you come on, please say hello so I know that you're here so I can acknowledge you and say hello to you. I'm going to give a moment for everybody to get here. It might be a little bit early coming on. So let's just sit here and wait a second. And hope everybody's having a good day today. All right, let's go ahead and get started. My name is Debbie Foster. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and I'm located in Bismarck, Arkansas. And today is Wednesday, February 21st, 2024. Already, it's hard to believe. And the name of my Facebook page is Creating Cards with Debbie. And you can shop with me at www.debbiefoster.stappinup.net, and that's scrolling across the bottom of the screen right now. And the host code for February is also scrolling down there, but if you didn't catch that, it's M like Mary, 7M Mary, E like elephant, W like Wednesday, F like Friday, 9G like George. And if you need to email me about anything, my email address is creatingwithdebbie179@gmail.com. All right. So let's go over all of our items today while we're waiting on everybody to get here. Don't forget that you can still sign up until February 29th to get the special that they've got going on for our joint special. And you can find that in your Sale-a-bration catalog. And let me change screens here so you can see what I'm looking at. All right. So it's our Sale-a-bration catalog, and this is running until February 29th. And we had it from January to February, so it's only 2 months long. And when February 29th gets here, and it's the end of it all. So it's a lot of items in here. We're going to be using Sale-a-bration items today. I'm going to show. And I usually do just one card, and I use one suite or bundle, whatever. But I'm going to use 3 different stamp sets that are in the Sale-a-bration. We're going to be using the watermelon or watercolor melon. And let me see what other ones we're using. And that's free with a $50 purchase. And the other 2 stamps that we're going to be using is a Softly Sophisticated. And this one's available with a $100 order. And also the Detailed Dogwood. So those are the 3 items that I'm using today. And I got sidetracked here, and I was going to tell you about our join special, which is for $99, you can join my team and get your kit. That doesn't mean that you have to do what I do. You can just do it to get your discount each month or each quarter. For $99, you get to choose $125 worth of product, and that's free shipping on that also. And on top of that, you can add the glass mat, which is called the Stampin' Glass Mat Studio. And you can see it right here. I'm kind of blurry. I'm waiting for my camera to clear up. I guess when I move, it kind of confuses the camera. But the glass mat, which measures 17 inches by 14 inches, and it's 5 mm thick. So it's a heavy-duty, safety-tempered glass crafting mat with raised non-slip rubber feet. Features a white background printed with a gray grid, heat and scratch resistant, wipes clean with water or alcohol. And it also comes with your own cleaning cloth that you can use with it. It's like a chamois. So you just wet it and rinse it out, and it comes out clean. It may stain on certain inks, so that's no big deal. It doesn't mess up the quality of it at all. And it also comes with this little silicone mat, and it's a non-slip multi-purpose mat. It's waterproof and heat resistant, and it features 4 palette squares right here for custom color mixing. And it's got another one here to use that too. And your little stamp spots, I don't have one right here to show you, will fit into these squares too if you wanted to set them in there while you're working. And another work surface here. So all that comes along with that $99 value. So $125 worth of products and the glass mat and all these things that I showed you, the cleaning mat or the cleaning cloth and the silicone mat for just $99. But if you don't want that choice, you can skip the glass mat and you can get the extra option 2, which is you get an additional $30 in free products to add to your starter kit. So instead of that $125 of products, you get to have $155 worth of product for $99. What a bargain. I mean, even if you're not going to use it as a business, you could just join my team. And then if you didn't want to stay with it, it just cancels out on you, but you get to keep all the products. So it's a great deal. But you're going to want to stay in my team because along with me, you're getting my upline and other promotions and other incentives that come along with that. We have lots of fun each month, and we're a real supportive group of people. So, but if you have any questions, reach out to me, email me at creatingwithdebbie179@gmail.com or private message me on Facebook, and I'll be glad to help you with any questions on that. Okay, so let's get back the paperwork out of the way here. Okay, like I said, Sale-a-bration's going on right now, and that runs until February 29th. But they've also added more to Sale-a-bration. We've got a flyer, and I need to put that on my Facebook page. It's got some more items that they've added to add besides the catalog. We've got Beside You Cling Stamp Set, a Botanical Layers Cling Stamp Set, Delightfully Eclectic 12x12 Designer Series Paper, Just Kidding 12x12 Designer Series Paper, and Love This Memory Notebook Kit, Robot Buddies Kids Card Kit, Stripes and Splatters 3D embossing folders. I have those, and I should have had those out here to show you. Sweet Thoughts and Memories and More cards and envelopes. And these are all with a $50 purchase. But then also with a $100 purchase, they've added the 2023 new Core Colors Stampin' Up markers, which is awesome. And the Dragonflies Punch also with a $100 order. So those are some items that are added on top of our catalog free items. So and I just dropped my paper clip. Okay, and then we've got Paper Pumpkin going on. This month in March, we get a free stamp is included. And I haven't even opened mine yet. I need to open mine. And you can still add on the coordinating add-on dies that go along with all these last 3 months of Paper Pumpkins. They have 3 different ones, one for January, February, and March. And okay, March I haven't gotten yet, so we're just getting the February one right now. I'm getting ahead of myself. But you can add on those dies to go along with all 3 of those months if you have those. And if you want to subscribe to Paper Pumpkin, it's in the description of my video, I believe. Let me. Okay. Here it is right there. Okay, we already talked about the glass mat and joining my team. I'd love to have you on my team. We have lots of fun every day. It's not just once a month, it's every day that we have something going on. So I think that's all the news I need to talk to you about, other than Sale-a-bration ending here in just, 8 days? So We love free items, so it's going to be sad to see it go again. All right, so let's get started. And decide which one I want to start with. Let me get all my items out here. Our card. I think I'm going to start out with a little bit of a fun fold. And I'm hoping that you can see okay. And when I move, it gets blurry on me. So let's get that banner off of there. All right. And let me turn my comments back on so I can see. Be sure you say hello and be sure you share and like the video. And if you're watching this even later on the replay, also share that also. So I'd appreciate that. It gives me more viewers. All right, so here's our little fun fold card. It's "You're in my thoughts. Hope you're feeling better soon." It's a little bitty get well card. So set that over there. And the stamp set that we're using is a Softly Sophisticated. And this is that $100 bundle that was in the Sale-a-bration catalog. And I don't know if you can see this very well, but it's really, yeah, it's picking it up okay. That's the 3D folder that goes along with the stamp set. You get both of those with a $100 purchase. So that's what we're using for our card. And I'm still recuperating from my shoulder surgery. I'm doing physical therapy, and that's going okay, I think. So far, so good. Not real painful, but uncomfortable maybe is what I could say. All right, so we're going to start out with our base of our card. Let's get these together so I don't get mixed up. And it's our thick white, and this measures 5.5 inches by 8.5 inches, and then it's scored in the center at 4 1/4 inches. Oh, no, that's different. Let me get the measurements right here. I'm going with the standard size card. It is, okay, our thick white cardstock is 5.5 inches by 8 inches, and then it's scored at 3 3/4 inches. See, I almost messed up there. We're going to burnish that. It's so good to be back doing my lives again after being off for so long. I think I've got a call coming in. I hope that doesn't interrupt with my live here. All right, and then we've got Parakeet Party cardstock, and that measures 3 5/8 inches by 5 3/8 inches, and that's going to go on this front flap. And our Lemon Lolly is 3.5 inches by 5 1/4 inches, and I've already embossed that with our embossing folder. Let me hold this up here so you can see. I think it's trying to get in a good shot of it. So, but I'm going to wait with those right now. We're going to add our ribbon first. Okay. And I'm using, the ribbons are this one, little green one, Parakeet Party one, comes from the Ribbon Duo Combo Pack. You get the Parakeet Party and then a petal pink ribbon in here. And we're using that one. And also this one comes from the Sheer Ribbon Combo Pack. And I think this is the Lemon Lolly color. Looks like it's pretty close. But it comes with that, and it comes with the Bubble Bath and the Azure Afternoon. I think that's what it's called. I'm still learning my colors yet. We're going to put these together. And then I'm going to bring tape over here. Whoa, that hurt my arm. I'm just going to attach that to the back of our card using my Scotch tape. But I think I'll lay the big one down first, because my fingers aren't working real good today. And we're going to line that up probably about 2/3 of the way down. Right about there. All right, ribbon, where are you? My husband's out there blowing leaves around. He's getting spring fever, I guess. And I'm just going to use my little trusty Scotch tape here to hold this in place. And we had to take our little JoJo to the doctor yesterday. She's got a little bit of a yeast infection in both of her ears. And the doctor said that's normal. So she fixed her all up and she's feeling a lot better than what she was yesterday. And she weighs a whole 10.5 pounds already. She's really growing on us. We brought her home. She was only 4.5 pounds. And now she's already at 10.5. So she's gained 6 pounds. Wow. Since we've had her in just a short time. And of course she's spoiled rotten already. And I'm just bringing this around to connect it on the back side also. And see how crooked we are. Let me straighten these out a little bit. I don't know why that one's off to the side a little bit, but that's good. All right, now we can attach that to our lemon lolly. And I'm just going to use my liquid glue here. And when you're using embossing folders, you might want to use a little extra glue adhesive to make sure it stays. You don't want it coming off. And we're going to leave a small border going all around that. All right, I think I might have cut this wrong. Well, we're not going to have a border at the top. Let me see here. I don't want to cut it when it's wet. I'll have a mess. How did I do that? So we're going to, when I do my videos, I got to have at least one mess up anyway. So maybe this is my one mess up for the day. Hopefully. And see me licking my fingers here. It's real nice on camera. All right, I think that looks okay. And press that all down to make it stick. Yeah, I got glue all over my fingers, of course. Okay, and we can add that to the front of our card, that little flap. And make sure I've got it going the right direction. Let me open this up so I can see better. It's kind of a glare right there. Yeah. Leave a little edge going all around it. It's all down good. I feel like I forgot to talk about something this morning, but I can't think of what it was, so maybe it'll come back to mind before I finish today. All right, then I'm taking my basic white and I have die cut that out using the radiating stitches. And this is an online exclusive. You can find that in my store in the online section, online exclusive section. And I'm using this little rectangle frame and it's got little ridges in it. So it makes a cute label that way. And then I'm going to take my stamps, which I've got covered up over here. I'm not very organized today, I'll guess. And this one and this one. I think I grabbed the wrong stamps there. I did. Yeah, I grabbed the wrong stamp here. Let me change that out. It's going to be a Get Well card, so I want this one. And we're also using for the sentiment, it comes from the So Sincere stamp set, and that's also an online exclusive stamp set. So let me change that. That's the wrong one. We'll leave it there in case I put it there by mistake. All right, so we're going to do the sentiment at the bottom, and we're going to use Parakeet Party ink. My camera. Ink that up, and I'm going to kind of angle it at the bottom corner, right-hand corner. And then we're going to use the stems out of there. And this all comes out of the stamp set Softly Sophisticated, that bundle. And we're going to place our flower right about there, maybe. And we're done with the green Parakeet Party, so we can go to our Lemon Lolly ink pad. And I'm going to clean my stamps off because I want to use other block. I need to invest in some more blocks. These are the B size. So I'm just going to snitch that off of there and use this one. Well, whenever I move, it gets blurry, doesn't it? I'm sorry. I don't know how to stop that. Come on, camera. Get back with the program here. Hope everybody's doing good today. We had pretty sunshine yesterday, but today it's kind of gloomy out there. So let me get these all lined up here. Well, I'm not sure how these go. If I got the right way. Maybe I've got it turned wrong. Oh, this isn't right. I got the right one. Yeah. Okay, I guess that's right. It just didn't look right to me. There, we got our lemon lolly flowers. And I'm going to close this up and we'll come back to the inside later. One side at a time here. Okay, and I'm going to slide this right up underneath that center ribbon, the Parakeet Party one, but I'll leave the yellow one underneath. So let's add our glue to that. And I'm going to lift that center ribbon up a little bit to slide this in there. And I'm going to put it off to the side a little bit and press that down. All right, let's set that aside. We're going to work on the inside, which is hiding here. What did I do with the inside? I didn't. Here we are. So I've got a strip of the Parakeet Party, and that measures 3/8 inches by 5 3/8 inches. And then I've embossed another piece of that lemon lolly, and that's 7/16 inches by 5 1/4 inches. And I'm just going to attach that to the parakeet party. Yeah, we're supposed to be warm today, but kind of cloudy, I guess, so we can't have everything, I guess. Just trying to place that down. Let me pick that up and maneuver it around in the right place here. And we're going to add that to our outer edge here. We've got a little chipmunk that's been here for, I don't know, a couple of years now. So he's been out on our back porch just a chirping and barking. I don't know if he's trying to call his friends or what he's doing. But he is kind of loud. He gets kind of loud sometimes. He's cute. I call him Alvin, like Alvin and the Chipmunks. That was on years ago. I'm kind of showing my age here. All right, so there's our inside panel, and here's our outside. So let's just go ahead and put our sentiments in there. I'll bring the parakeet party back out here. And hope you're feeling better. And I'm using the parakeet party ink. Let's see what I had in there. I did put a flower on the inside too. So there's our sentiment. And I need to bring our flower back over here. So I'll just use the same block here. And a little flower at the bottom. Goes out of my way. And bring our lemon lolly back out here. Oops. Gotta place my fingers in the ink. Baby wipe here to wipe that off. Thank goodness for baby wipes. All right, dry that off a little bit. All right, and let's stamp our flowers again with our lemon lolly. And I got that matched up right. Yep, it looks good. Close that up. I guess these are kind of stiff pushing, so I put a little muscle into them. All right, and to add our bow, I already did the bow. I did a double bow. Well, I did a bow, but I did with both ribbons together. I don't know if it's showing on camera very well. It took me a bit of a time to do that, but I managed. I didn't want to do that on camera because you know how hard it is to do things on camera sometimes. And I'm going to take my pick tool and grab me a mini glue dot off of there. And I'm going to place this off to the one side a little bit. You might want to use 2 glue dots because it's kind of bulky. All right. And then to add a little bit of bling, we've got to have our bling. I've got the blooming pearls and our dragonflies and birds. I'm going to take a dragonfly off of there and add to our card. Didn't I have this open? I feel like I'm all butterfingers today for some reason. My fingers aren't working. Maybe it's the old arthritis there. So I'm going to take a dragonfly And we're going to place him up here. He's going to land on the flowers. But it's stickies coming out of there. And then we're going to take the blooming pearls, and I'm going to use the gold ones. I know I've opened these, haven't I? I don't want to snip them again. Maybe I did. I can hear Alvin again barking. Oh, come out of there, please. Things are difficult today. And I'm going to take my putty end of my Take Your Pick tool, and we're going to grab a couple small ones here. And I'm going to place one there and another up here, which that turned on me. Well, goodness. Now I'm getting the putty all over. I think it's one of those days. Come on, little guy. Cooperate here. I don't want you there. I want you up here. And I still got that putty stuck to my glue on the back of that. There we go. Goodness. Okay. So here's our card. It says, "You're in my thoughts. Hope you're feeling better soon." Okay, so that's our get well card for today. And I'm going to set all these over here out of my way. And I'm going to try to get myself organized a little bit. Our pollen level is getting to be pretty high, so my nose has been going crazy today again. All right, and then our next card is a hello card, hello there card, and I'm using the dogwood, the detailed dogwood. This is a $100 stamp set that you can get out of the Sale-a-bration. Notes here. And I am using, this is the Stampin' Cut and Emboss Layered Florals 3D embossing folder. And this is in our mini catalog, I believe. And also the Scalloped Contours dies. I'm using this one right here. Now, I can take that out. Right here. But I've done a lot of the prep work ahead of time, so you don't have to sit here and watch me painlessly take and do it. So it says, "Hello there, you're in my thoughts. I'm just thinking about somebody." All right, so we're going to be getting a little messy today with this one. We're going to be using our glass table to use our blending brush to add color to our card. So I'm thinking, and we'll do that afterwards. Let's go with get the base going. So our thick white is 4 1/4 inches by 11 inches, and that's scored at 5 1/2 inches. So we're going to burnish that edge. And then I've got a layer of Pebbled Path, which is 4 1/8 inches by 5 3/8 inch. And that's going to be our matte. And then I've got our basic white is 4 inches by 5 1/4 inches. And I've already embossed that using that painted, what was it called? No, Layered Florals. It's really pretty. You could also color these flowers too, I think would be really pretty. Okay, so I'm going to attach that to our pebbled path. Where did my glue go? Goodness. How could I lose my glue? Goodness gracious. I just had it. Where did it go? Elvin must have came in here and stole it. Well, that is crazy. Well, I didn't drop it. Let me grab a new one. I'm not going to waste time looking for it. That's weird. All right, let's open us a new bottle of glue. And get scooched back up here. All right, all's well. So we're going to, you can tell that's a new bottle of glue. It comes out fast. But that's okay. We need extra on this layer anyway. I've got the cap here, but I don't see the bottle. Huh, that is weird. I think Jojo took it. Jojo or Alvin the Chipmunk. So we're going to leave a small layer going around these two, or this layer. And I'm not going to attach that yet. I'm going to bring in, this is our natural wavy trim. And I'm going to put that across the center of our card. And I didn't measure it all. You just kind of eyeball how much you want of it. Put across there. I'm using about 6 inches here. Uh-oh. Let me get it. Let me have that, Jojo. You can't have paper clips. Sorry. She found that paper clip that I dropped a minute ago. We don't want her swallowing that. We'd have to go back to the doctor again. We spent enough time there. Okay, so let's take our Scotch tape and attach that trim right across that midsection there. It's probably like 2/3 of the way down. It's just under halfway. I'm just eyeballing it, so it's no exact science or anything. Oh, and my camera switched. How come that did that? You don't want to look at me. You want to look at the work surface here. There. Okay. So there's our trim across the center. And we're going to bring in our Pebbled Path ink pad. We'll set that aside. I guess we could attach that to our card front. Let's go ahead and do that. I think my husband's got spring fever. Now he's got the lawnmower out there running. I'm right along with them. I don't like winter. I like the warm weather better. I'm getting anxious to do some camping. See how our new girl does doing that. Kind of anxious to see how she reacts to it all. All right, so there's our card so far. We want to add our image onto our die cut. And I usually cut out an extra one, but I only did one this time, so I better not mess it up. So I'm going to use the Pebble Path ink pad and bring my stamp over here, which is our dogwood flower. Oh, got that inked up really good. And I'm going to stamp that right in, in the center here. I'm going off of the die cut just a little bit. And I'm just going to let that marinate into our paper a little bit. Okay, that's pretty dark. You just see me lick ink here. And I want to put this away so I don't get ink all over. And I've got our hello there stamp. And that comes from the Softly Sophisticated. I'm using the sentiment hello there. And I'm going to stamp that up in the upper corner. I think my pebbled path is well inked here. I'm getting ink smears. All right, and then I need to stamp these in a scrap of white. Get one over here. That's big enough. Yeah, that'll work. Okay, and I've got a punch that I'm going to punch that out with, and this comes from the Alphabest stamp punch. Well, it's called the Best Label Punch, but it went along with the Alphabest stamp set as a bundle. So I'm going to punch that out. And we're going to need 2 of these. On my sample card, I forgot that I had the punch, so I just fussy cut it out. So that was easy enough to do too. So either way, either the punch or fussy cut, whatever works for you. So there's our 2 little tags. And I'm thinking, well, I'm not going to be using that. Put this away. So let me place these over here so we don't lose them. And then I'm going to bring my blending brush. I've got the smaller ones. I seem to go with the small ones usually. And you see on my work surface here, I'm going to get a lot of that ink off. And I'm just going to come in here and scrunch up our die cut here a little bit. And so you can pick up that ink again so you're not wasting. But if you use it on paper, then you can't do that. It won't pick up off of paper like it does off of this glass mat. So that's another reason to join my team and get the glass mat. For $99, you get $125 worth of product plus the glass mat. What a deal. All right, I think I'm done with the scrunging. Well, I'm going to be using the dragonfly. And I didn't get a scrap of paper out here for that. Let me grab a scrap of white. And stamp my dragonfly. Is that going to be big enough? I don't think that's big enough. Well, I maybe could make it work. And my dragonfly. And I'll also do him while we're doing everything else. And okay. Can we make them fit? Yeah, we can make them fit. All right, and there isn't a punch or a die for this dragonfly, so we've got to cut him out by hand, but it's not real difficult. Let me bring back the blending brush and see if I can give him a little grunge. And let's get a little bit more ink here. Yeah, that's better. Okay. everything I need here. All right, we're going to set that aside. We're going to do some coloring. And I'm using our Stampin' Plans. I've got the Petal Pink and the light Wild Wheat and the light Pebbled Path. So I'm going to start out with my dark Petal Pink. And I'm just going to do a little bit of shading in the center of those flowers. Nothing fancy, just to give it some color. Make sure I don't do the leaves. I'm not coloring this whole thing, so don't think you guys sit here and watch me color everything. So I'm only doing a little bit of the flowers and maybe the stem. That's about all I'm doing. All right, did I forget anything? I think I got that. I'm going to bring in my light Petal Pink. And I'm going to add a little bit of that color partially up the side of the petals. I'm not going all the way. Just to blend a little bit of that in. Words are hard for me today. I just can't spit my words out right or something. Not enough coffee, maybe. And my husband and I usually have a cup of coffee about 2 o'clock. But I may have to boost that time up today because I have to be in Hot Springs, which is about 20 miles from us, to go to physical therapy today. So I'm going to miss our coffee time. But maybe I can boost it up earlier and doing it when I'm finished with the live here, I guess. So we're going to use the wild wheat to do the centers of our flowers. And come back with our pebbled path, and I'm going to give those stems a little bit color. Well, maybe I shouldn't have. I don't think I want to. That doesn't look right. I have my color lifter in here. Let me get my color lifter and take that back off. I don't like that. I'll just too dark for that, for one thing. Okay. All right, then we're going to attach this to our pebbled path layer, which is 3 1/4 inches by 4 1/2 inches. But I'm not going to attach it straight on. I'm going to put it at an angle. So I think I'm going to glue these down, and I need to put these up on dimensionals. I need to grab those. Keep slipping out of my chair here. I'm going to put 4 dimensionals down, one on each corner and then one in the center to help support it. And it might take your pick tool to take those backings off. Much easier when you don't have nails. So if you're watching this on YouTube later, when I get it uploaded to YouTube later today, probably not till this evening when I get home again, be sure that you hit that subscribe button that's down below the video. And also there's a little bell there. Click on that and you'll be notified whenever I put new videos on. I'd appreciate that. Now we're just going to glue this directly down to that layer. And I guess I could have angled that a little bit more. Looks pretty good right there. Just eyeballing it. Well, let me bring my brush back over here and do our little tags there too. I didn't catch them. I think I've got enough ink on there. Yeah, okay. So let's fussy cut our little dragonfly out. He's not real hard to do. Remember, you move the paper, not the scissors. I thought I heard JoJo doing something. Had to make sure she wasn't getting into trouble. She's taking her nap like she's supposed to be. Boy, she's like a little kid. If she don't get her nap time in, she is so ornery. She terrorizes the cats and everything. And that little tip on there, I need to cut that off. Round that a little bit more. All right, and we're going to put our dragonfly right up here. And I'm not popping him up or anything. I'm just gluing him directly down to our top of our card. And I'll put him at a little angle. Don't cover up the sentiment. And our little tags will go down below here. And I'm just kind of stick them on top of each other. Just have one sticking out from the bottom, like so. And then for our gems, we're going to use, these are the 2023 to 2025 in color dots. And I'm going to be using this one. I think that's a Pebble Path color. So I'm going to grab 3 of those. And let me fix my putty here so it doesn't stick to my gems again. And I think we're going to go with the smaller ones. I need to put one there. I've got a little smudge right there. So I'm going to go with the medium size next to that. And another small one down here. So I like to do my embellishment in odd numbers. I usually go with 3s. All right, so there's our card. It says hello there. And then we need to work on the inside. And I'm just going to stamp another flower on the side. And I'm going to use my Pebble Path ink again. Oh, that was loud. Sorry about that. And which side did I put that on this side? JoJo, go take your nap. What are you looking for? Trouble? I thought you were sleeping. And what sentiment do we use? You're in my thoughts. No, where did it go? Is it this one? Yeah. Let me clean my pad off. My ink or my stamp. This is our Simply Chamois. And all you do is rinse it out with water, and there's no chemicals or nothing, just plain old water. And that cleans your stamps really good. Let me tap that dry a little bit. And we'll stamp that right up here in this upper corner. Upper left corner. All right, now we're going to bring in our Stampin' Blend one more time to color those flowers. And Pebble, we don't want Pebble Path. We're just going to use the Petal Pink and the Wild Wheat. Only 2 colors. So again, we're going to start with the dark Petal Pink and do a little shading. Just a little bit of scribbling is really what it boils down to. Just to put a little color in there. All right, and the light Petal Pink. With these, I am coloring the whole flower because they're smaller and they don't take a long time to do. But if you wanted to, you could just do partial. All right. And a little bit of wild wheat. Well, I don't think we need the wild wheat. And, oh, goodness. Didn't know my strength. I pulled it all the way apart. I'm not going to use that. So here we have our card. It says, hello there. Oops, I want a camera view. Hello there. You're in my thoughts. That's our second card. Let me clean up my mess here a little bit, and we'll get on to our third and final card. Guess I'm not too bad right there. What you looking for, Jojo? You need to go lay down, take your nap. All right, and our next one is going to be using the watercolor melon, and the sentiment comes from the Notes of Nature. And let me make a little bit of room here. Let's get all our bits and pieces out here, and I just dropped some. I better pick that up or she'll eat it. She likes paper. Hold that. All right. So I haven't even put these on my stamps yet, have I? Or my blocks. So I've got to keep that out. And piercing mats. All right, so let me start by explaining what we're doing. It says, just a little note to say hello. And I left the inside blank because you might want to write a note in there. Or you could stamp some kind of sentiment in there, but I just left that for you to decide. And our paper that we're using comes from the Designer Walk 6x6 Designer Series paper, which is a cute little pack of papers. And the embossing folder comes from the Basics 3D Embossing Folder Essentials. And I am using, oh, it's not in there. It's right here. I call this the hashtag. They call it a crosshatch, I guess. Pattern. Okay, so that's all I have to show for now. Let's get busy with our card. We're going to have a basic black card base, and this is 4 1/4 inches by 11 inches. And we're going to score that in the center at 5 1/2 inches. And I have that layer of basic white, which is in my notes here. I'm going to get the directions. It's 4 1/8 inches by 5 3/8 inches. And I've already embossed that ahead of time for y'all. And this is the embossing folder. It's not really showing real well. That's a 3-pack of embossing folders. And that's I think that's an online exclusive also. You can find it there. All right. But I'm not going to glue these to my card base yet. I'm going to assemble it first. Our Designer Series paper, which is this side, is 1 1/2 inches by 5 3/8 inches. Well, I cut it a little longer. We're going to trim that off. So I'm going to go ahead and attach that to our embossed layer. When you make the cards ahead of time, it kind of puzzles you. You got to stop and think what you did. But I'm going to put that right up against the top edge and leave a little border along that left side. And then I'll come back and trim off that excess. And I should have just stuck glue on there. Let me grab my old scissors. Glue all of my snips. I already cleaned them already, so I don't want to have to do it again real soon. There we go. And that's trash. And then we've got a strip of the black, basic black, and that is 7/8 inches by 5 3/8 inches. And that's going to go right up against that designer series paper. And sometimes you can tell which is the right side, which is the wrong side by looking at your paper. You'll have a little ridge sticking up. So I'm trying to get the right side of it. And I should have used my cloth to clean off that ink off of my table, but I'm sure it's okay. I think I picked up most of it. And we'll bring those scissors back over here and trim that off again. And that side looks pretty good. All right, now I'm going to grab my ribbon. And I'm using the black and white gingham ribbon. And this measures about 7.5 inches. I should move that over a little bit more. Can I move it any? Don't know if it'll move for me. It might be glued down too good. I think it's glued down too good. All right, so that's going to go along that black strip there. So I'm going to place that down and come back in with our trusty Scotch tape again. You could also use your tear and tape to attach this, or you could use a glue dot, a tape runner, whatever your choice might be, but Scotch tape works for me, so that's usually what I grab. All right. Now we're ready to place that down on top of our card base. And we're just going to glue that directly down. And I'm going to put some extra on here because, like I said, it's an embossed layer, so you want to make sure it doesn't come up off your card when it's not supposed to. All right, and we're going to leave a small border going all the way around. And press that all down. Hope everybody's able to hear me okay. I think I've got my mute buttons all muted where they're supposed to be muted, and ones open that are supposed to be open. Sometimes it's confusing. All right, so we're going to set our card aside for now. And I've got some stickies here. Maybe I do need to bring my cloth over here to do some cleaning. And this even takes off glue off your glass mat. It's like it's magic or something. And let me grab that ink over here that might be laying there yet. We're just cleaning house here. All right, now keep it in a stamp case to keep it moist, damp. All right, so is this a scrap? Nope, that's the inside. So I got a scrap paper here, basic white, and we're going to do some stamping. As soon as I clean some blocks here, I'm going to do by simply chamois. I'll clean up these blocks really quick so I can use them. And which other one do I want? I've got to order some more acrylic blocks, I guess. I don't have to do this. All right, let me see if I've got enough now to get us going. Set this aside. I'm giving my shoulder a workoop today. Oops, we need to regular size for that one. And I'm going to use the piece of watermelon that's got the bite out of it. And I need a leaf. And this one and this one can go together. All right, that's all we need out of there. Watch me lose my stamps here. I'm stuck to this stamp case, which I'm moving around here. We're going to be using Sweet Sorbet and Shaded Spruce as our ink colors. I'm going to cover on these for now. So we're going to start out with our biggest watermelon. And usually all of our photopolymer stamps will stamp really good onto the glass mat. But I found with this stamp set, for some reason, it doesn't. So I have to use the piercing mat. I don't know what the difference is compared to the other stamps, but that's why I figured out. So we're going to do the big watermelon with the Shaded Spruce, and we're going to ink that up really good. And we're going to stamp that right here. And we're going to be using the Modern Garden stamp, or the Modern Oval Punch, to punch out the big watermelon here. So I'm just trying to get it positioned so I can stamp it out or punch it out right. So we're going to stamp it right down here across this bottom edge. And I'm just going to let that sit there for a moment and marinate into the paper. I guess that's what it would be doing. Soaking into it. And we're going to punch that out. The paper was a little curled there. It didn't want to go in there. And voila. There's our large watermelon. We'll set him aside. And then we're going to come in with our rinds to our other melons. And I'm thinking, yeah. Let's do the rinds first. And this one too, you could punch out using that same punch. So we're going to position that over here. And I think we're done with the green. Well, we need some leaves, but we'll do that later. Let's go ahead and continue with our watermelon. And I'm going to use the one that we took a bite out of. It's going to go over here. And we're just going to match that up to the watermelon rind. And we'll have to fussy cut this one out because it doesn't work with the punch. And where's our other melon? Let me see if I can get that lined up, seeing through my acrylic block here. Couldn't be too bad. All right. So we're going to go ahead and cut those out and punch them out. Move this punch back over here. And we're just going to match this up to the edges. And then all we got to do is cut up that one edge there. So, all right. Paper snips. I've been on here for a little bit, haven't I? And let's round that a little bit. Let's go ahead and stamp those leaves. We need 2 leaves. And those will have to be fussy cut too, but I've done a lot of this ahead of time, so I think I'm just going to switch over here and use the ones I already did ahead of time. But I'm going to stamp our seeds using black pigmento ink. So we're going to switch ink pads here. Yeah, close this up. And we're going to stamp some watermelon seeds using the black pigmento. And put a few on here. All right, like so. All right, but to make it easier, I'm going to grab the ones that I already did ahead of time so we can save some time here. And you don't have to watch me fussy cut, all this stuff. Place that out of the way. Bring our card base back over here. And we're going to grab our large watermelon and we're going to place him right about centered. And we need some dimensionals to put on him. I'm just going to put one at each end. And I've got green ink all over my fingers. How I manage that. It's easy. All right, so we're going to place him right about there. And this little guy is going to just be glued directly underneath the other big watermelon. Kind of at an angle. Yeah, maybe right there. Okay, and I've already done these ahead of time, so you don't have to sit and watch me. And we've got a couple leaves here. All right, and I'm going to place this little guy is going to have a dimensional just at the one end. So right about there. And we're going to place him right about there maybe. And now we're going to bring in our leaves and we're going to place one up here. Yeah, my husband's out there riding the mower. He's got spring fever. And we're going to place this other leaf right here. And then I've got a little bow that's going to go here. But first we're going to stamp our sentiments. And do I have one that's wide enough? I think I do. I'm just dropping all my cut off pieces on the table here. When I cut my paper, I always leave the little strips. Those work really good to use for our sentiments and such. So let me close this up because we're going to be using the black. And I don't need any more green ink on my fingers, more than what I have already. And it needs to be just a little note. And like I said, that comes from the Softly Sophisticated. No, it comes from Notes of Nature. I think I need to re-ink my stamp pad here and see if I can get that on there right. That's not bad. Could be a little straighter, but I'm going to go with it. I'm not going to complain. And I'm just going to snip off the edge of that at an angle. Let me get rid of these strips here. We don't need those. Let's throw them over there in the pile. Y'all didn't see that. All right. And did I use a dimensional on there? I did. Okay. We're going to place a dimensional. At this end, and another one over here at this end. I'll take those backings off. It's probably the one fingernail I got left. I've been breaking fingernails left and right here this week for some reason. And we're just going to place that over our ribbon and that banner. And then I'm going to come back in here with our bow that I made ahead of time. All right, now I have lost my glue dots. Goodness, how can I lose things today? Because I got a mess on my desk is why. This is, it's not even funny anymore. All right, there it is. No, there they are. I found them. So we're going to take one glue dot, mini glue dots, if it'll come off the roll. And I'm just going to wind that up in a little ball. And I'm going to place that right under our sentiment. Okay, I made the bow ahead of time too, so you don't have to sit and watch me do that. All right, and then we've got our adhesive back sequins trio we're going to use. And I'm going to use the green. I'm going to take your pick tool over here again. And I think I'm going to go a large one up here. And a medium-sized one maybe down here. Yeah, I don't like that right there. I need it more off-centered. And then a small one. Maybe, decisions where to put things. Maybe right there. Okay, so there's our card front with our watermelons. And on the inside, we've got our basic white, which is 4 inches by 5 1/4 inches. And I've got another strip of our designer series paper, which measures 3/4 inches by 5 1/4. Well, it will when I cut it off. Okay. All right. Didn't want to come out there for a minute. And we're going to put that along our side of our inside of our card on the left side and get that straight. And I guess I could use my grid lines here to make sure it's straight. Yeah, it looks pretty good. And trim off that extra. And we're going to attach that to the inside of our card. I don't think I put a sentiment now. I left that blank so you could write a little note. Okay. And we need to get that straight. All right, so there's our third card. It's just a little note to say hello. Let me bring that down here so you can see it. And then the inside is left blank so you could write your little note there. All right, so that's all I have for you today. Let me look at my calendar for next week. You don't want to see my calendar. It's a mess. So today is the 21st of February, and next week will be February 28th on Wednesday. So are you liking the 10:30 time slot? Or are you liking the 1 o'clock time slot? I'm open to suggestions of which one I can do. Let me know, and I'll try to accommodate everybody. I know you can't make everybody happy, but we can try. So here's our first card, our second, and our third. And can I get them all on here? Let me scooch up a little bit here. Get rid of my trash. Okay. Which card do you like the best? I think I'm kind of partial to the hello card with the dogwood. I love the dogwood stamp set. I kind of hope they carry it over into the big catalog that comes out. Let's see, when's that come out? May? I think it comes out in May. So I want to thank you all for being here today. And you all go out and hopefully you get time to do some stamping. Have some me time for yourselves. We all need that sometimes just to keep our sanity. So until next week, February 28th at, I'm going to say at 10:30. But if that doesn't work for everybody, let me know and we'll see what we can come up with. That's 10:30 Central Time. So until then, y'all have a good week. Bye. Thank you for being here. Tell your friends.